Now you can see it over here. We have this rel as style sheet. This means that this particular file is a style sheet and we are going to use this for styling purposes. Another important tag we have inside the head section is the script tag. This tag is used to declare or use any script within the HTML document. Basically used for JavaScript. So it's not necessary to use this tag within the head section only. We can use it anywhere, but for now we are going to use it inside the head tag. The syntax is also easy. We have to write it like script src. Now src is going to be the file name. So let's add another file over here. We'll write first.js. So this will tell the browser that this particular file is a JavaScript file. So we are going to write here inside this now. We are going to write first.js. Now we have to define the type as well. So type is going to be text and the file is a JavaScript file. So we'll write here JavaScript. Fine. Now close this tag and the script tag will closes automatically. You can see it over here. Fine. The script tag is closed. Keep one thing in mind that we have to close the script tag every time, but the link tag is not necessary to close. The next tag we are going to discuss is the body tag. The body tag defines the document's body. Now you can see it over here. If we go back to our HTML page, you can see the body tag over here. Now the body element contains all the content of an HTML document such as headings, paragraphs, images, hyperlinks, tables, lists, etc. There can only be one body element in an HTML document. Any tag we are going to use within the body tag is going to define the structure of a web page. Now the next tag we are going to use is the heading tag. There are 6 different types of heading tags starting from H1 and goes till H6. H1 refers to the most important heading and H6 refers to the least important one. The font size of H1 is the largest and the font size of H6 is the smallest among all. So let's use them all here. What we'll do is we'll write here H1. Now inside this H1 we'll write this is heading 1. Save the program and you can see it over here. We have a heading in our web page which says this is heading 1. Similarly, we have the H2 tag as well. So if we write here H2 and inside this, if we write this is heading 2. Save the program. You can see the change in the font size. You can see the difference over here. The font for H1 is greater and the font for H2 is a bit smaller than H1. Similarly, we have H3 and for H3 we are going to write here this is heading 3. Fine. Then we have H4 as well. So we are going to write here H4 and inside this we are going to write this is heading 4. Fine. Similarly, we have H5 and H6 as well. So we are going to mention them first here. So we'll write here this is heading 5 and finally we have H6 which is used for heading 6. So we are going to write here this is heading 6. Fine. Save the program and you can see the difference in all the headings over here. The size for H1 is the largest and the size for heading 6 is the smallest. We can use any of these headings according to our needs. Similarly, we have the paragraph tag as well in HTML. It is used to write a paragraph or any content within the web page. The syntax is simple. We have to use the P tag for that. So if we write here P and now inside this paragraph tag, whatever thing we'll write. So let's say we are writing here, this is a first HTML document. Fine. Now save this program and you can see it over here. We have some text present in the web browser, right? So these are the most basic HTML tags we discussed in today's video. As we said, the list of tags is large and we'll discuss them while working with them. So please go through these tags on your own and let us know if you face any issues. We have already discussed about tags in the last video. We came across several important tags in the previous video like the HTML, head and the body tags. A simple definition of tags states that a tag refers to a special word wrapped in angular brackets, which are used to define a particular type of content on a web page. After using a tag in an HTML file, the browser decides how to render or display the content on the screen, right? Now, keeping this definition in mind, The definition of an element in HTML states that an HTML element is the collection of a start tag, its attributes, an end tag, and everything in between the tags, right? So an HTML element is basically a collection. Let's understand this with the help of an example. What we'll do is we'll write over here inside the body of this HTML document. We'll write P. Fine. Now this paragraph tag over here is an example of a tag. It has opening tag and a closing tag. So this whole thing is a tag. This paragraph is a tag over here. Now if we add an attribute to this tag like an ID or a class, so what we'll do for that, we'll write here, let's say ID is equals to para1. Fine. This tag now has an attribute within it. ID makes this whole tag unique. We can access the content of this tag with the help of ID attribute. We'll discuss attributes in detail in the upcoming video. For now, let's add some content inside this tag. So what we'll do is we'll write inside this tag. We'll write over here, let's say this is a paragraph. Fine. So we'll write here paragraph. So this is the content of a paragraph tag. Now we have 4 different parts present over here. We have the starting tag over here. So this is the starting tag. This whole thing over here is the starting tag. Then we have attribute. So ID here is the attribute. Then we have the content of this tag. So this is the content present inside whole tag. And then we have the end part of a paragraph tag. So this represents the end part, right? So the combination of these 4 things is known as the HTML element. Now let's talk about the case sensitivity of HTML tags. So HTML tags are not case sensitive. So you can see we have paragraph tag over here with small p present inside angular brackets. What we can do is we can write here capital P as well. So these 2 things are pretty same. So let's write something inside this as well. So let's say we are writing here, this is paragraph 2. Fine. So this is the content present inside this paragraph tag with capital P inside angular brackets. Now save the program. And you can see we have 2 paragraphs over here. The first one says this is a paragraph and the second one says this is a paragraph 2. So what we have to do is we have to remove A from here. Save it now, and now it says this is paragraph 2. Fine. So I hope you guys got that HTML tags are not case sensitive. Fine. Now let's move ahead and we'll now discuss empty elements in HTML. Most HTML elements have a start tag and an end tag that indicate where the element begins and where it ends. For example, we have this paragraph tag over here. This is the start of this paragraph tag and this is the end part, right? So this indicates that this paragraph tag ends over here. Now there is a group of elements that are exceptions to this rule. So these elements are called empty or void and only have a start tag since they have no content present inside the tag. So they must not have an end tag in HTML. Example of empty elements are like the break tag we have image, link and many more such tags. The list is quite long. So what we'll do is we'll add an image using the image tag. So image tag is basically an empty element. So we'll use that particular element and you guys will understand what empty elements are. So as mentioned earlier that empty elements do not require any closing tag. So what we'll do is we'll write here inside angular brackets, img is the tag name. Then we'll write here src. So src over here is attribute. We'll discuss attributes in upcoming videos. So inside this we'll provide the path of our image. So let's say we have this image present inside images folder, which is a folder present in a system, so where we are saving all our HTML programs. So the next thing we'll write here is alt stand for alternate. So if the image is not shown over the browser, then the alternate text will be shown. So let's say we are writing here image1. Now we'll close this image tag. So that's all. We don't have to close this particular image tag. We don't have to write here like this. So you can see we don't have to write here like this anything. So if we not write it over here, that's fine because image element is an empty element. So let's save the program, and you can see we have an image over here in the browser. So the image size is quite large. What we'll do is we'll reduce the size. So we'll write here this for now. We'll discuss all these things in the upcoming videos, so don't worry about it. For now, you can see that we have an image over here. So this is our image. This particular image is what we have added using the image tag. So this is done. Now the last thing we'll discuss in this video is the nesting of elements. Nesting means we can use a tag or element within another element. For example, you can see we have a paragraph over here. So this is a paragraph which says this is paragraph 2. Let's add some more things over here. So let's say we are writing over here HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Fine. And save the program. So this is the paragraph over here, you can see. Let me increase the size of our browser a bit. So now I think you guys can see it much better. Now what we'll do is we'll use a particular element or tag within this paragraph tag. So let's say we want this HTML to be cursive and bold in nature. So what we'll do over here is we'll use the B tag over here. So B stands for bold. So what we'll do next is we'll cut HTML from here and we'll paste it inside this B tag. Now save the program, and you can see HTML is bold in nature now, right? Similarly, what we can do is we can nest one more tag inside this bold tag. So what we can do is we'll write here I. Now we have to put this HTML inside both these tags. Save this program, and you can see the HTML is cursive in nature now. So you can see we have 3 different tags, or we can say we have 2 different tags inside a particular tag. This is known as nesting of elements. So we can do it with HTML as well. I hope you guys must have got an idea about what HTML elements are and how elements are different from tags in HTML.